What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Blood on the Razor Wire TV, where you already know we bring it to you real and we bring it to you raw. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share the video. Make sure you leave a comment. Everybody's been like, yo, you got to get some chicks on here that have been in prison. So I had to go to the ATL and find a real one. Priscilla, tell the people who you are, where you're from, and talk a little bit about you.
Hey y'all, so I just got done doing an interview for Blood on the Razor Wire TV. It's a YouTube channel, so it's for most of us that have been doing time with the feds. So y'all go subscribe and like, the page, the interviews and all that. It's pretty much for us who have been doing time in the feds and all that stuff, to pretty much give intel to the kids and to this future and all that stuff for, people to know what's going on and what to do, not to do. But pretty much, y'all go follow, subscribe, and like the pages. My interview should be going up on Saturday, so y'all check it out. Subscribe, check it out, and it's pretty much for us who have been in the Fed system.
Okay, all right. Well, my name is Priscilla Medina. I am half Puerto Rican, half Mexican. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. So I was locked up for 14 years. And, in the feds, I was in a few prisons, about 5 prisons or so. So, I was, kind of doing, I went into money laundering and drug trafficking. It was pretty much conspiracy because they couldn't actually pin me on nothing. So, but I had more than 3 people talking against me. So that's what got me on the conspiracy. And I came in with 3 indictments. I had, on my main case, I had more than 45 co-defendants. So,
Let me ask you.
Sentenced to 20 years.
Let me ask you a couple questions, Priscilla, right? You get the 20 years. I know some of your stuff I think's out there on the internet. The cartel involvement, all of that type of stuff. How old were you when you caught your case?
I was 24 going on 25.
What was it like for a 24-year-old young lady, right, to be sentenced to 20 years in prison? Were you like, did you feel like your life was over with? What was going through your mind?
I was at a level 43 on first category, and that is still life. So I was very depressed. I was very, I didn't, to me, it was complete, that was like a whole 360 change to my life. So it was a big change to my life. I was very, very down because I wasn't, I wasn't getting any less than life, actually. So therefore, the only reason I got reduced 3 points to level 40, which is 25 to 30 years. And that was because I accepted my responsibility. So because of that, I was on a lot of medication, antidepressants, stuff like that, because, at that age. But mind you, I was a single mom. I have, 3 kids. So that's pretty much the reason I got into what I was doing. I was doing it for 5 years, like 5-6 years. But, I was only on an investigation for 3 years. So it's like whatever they got me for under, the money laundering and the drug trafficking was pretty much a blessing for me, So they got me for working for 2 different cartels and all that stuff. But mind you, that's my family, pretty much. So I'm that young, but still, that's family, So at the end of the day, you know how it goes. When you work for those type of people, I don't want to still be in there, turn against them, talk, or anything like that. And I still got to look out for my family. You know how that goes, even if I'm still in there. So
really, So really, you're like, man, listen, I can't, I got kids out here, and people know. I mean, it's on the news all the time. You can't play games with the cartel. When you're in, you're all the way in, and there's no way out.
All the way in. It don't matter how young or how old. But let me tell you, because I mean, most of the people I had working for me was 30, 40, 50-year-old men. And these people, as soon as they started hearing, 15, 20 years, they immediately started talking. Because most of the people on my indictments is men, and they immediately started talking. Oh, I work for her. Oh, she's the one that does this in Atlanta. She's the one that does that. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like, all right, you know what you was in, you know what you was doing. You made hella good money. So why would you go talk against these, against me or these people? So at the end of the day, it's like, but mind you, I was at a very high position. If anybody looks me up or anything on my indictments, I'm the first female. I'm like one of the first 3 people up there. My main boss in Mexico, which is from the cartel. And then from there, I'm like the second or third person down. So for real, there's nobody above me but him. Mind you, I ain't going to talk about him because, I don't want nothing to happen to me or my family, especially my family, my kids, my mama, anybody like that.
No, I understand that.
Believe me, I had more guts, to put it in a good way, than a lot of older men than me.
Let's talk a little bit about this, right? So, we realize all that stuff. You get the 20 years, you go to federal prison. Do you get on that plane in Atlanta?
Man, yes.
Tell the people what that's like. What's that like for a woman?
I was in Lovejoy, Georgia for 2.5 years till the rest of my case got all of my co-defendants got sentenced, all that stuff. I actually get transferred to Hazleton, West Virginia, because one of the girls that used to work for me gets caught up, and she said she was scared of me, so she put a separate tease against me. Because I was going to appeal, I was going to try to keep fighting my case and stay in Lovejoy, Georgia. So I had 2 different attorneys while I was still in Georgia. And since she got caught up for some stupid shit, it wasn't convenient for me, because if she talks against me, that wasn't convenient for me. So she gets caught up and she gets arrested. She goes in, she puts a separate T on me, and I was supposed to go to Tallahassee, Florida, because that's like our district.
Mm-hmm.
I get sent to Hazleton, West Virginia. So for me, it was like, it was completely something I wasn't expecting or nothing like that. But like I said, when I got sentenced, I was supposed to get 25 to 30 years. I got 20 years. The judge said that I was young, and I had my kids, whatever. So supposedly she felt bad for me. She gave me 20 years. So because of them 20 years, since she sentenced me under the guidelines, I couldn't appeal. So I had to be fighting a whole different way, which is why I hired a whole different lawyer to see what else he could do for me.
Let me ask you this, right? They give you a 20-year sentence and they're like, we did you a favor. Are these people out of their minds when they give a 24-year-old young woman for a nonviolent drug crime? They say, we're going to look out for you and only give you 20. Isn't that absolutely ridiculous?
That is ridiculous. Because to me, because believe me, once they get me in, there's always somebody next in line to keep doing the same thing. This is not stopping. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, my thing was I was dealing in like heavyweight. So I wasn't directly, putting the stuff out there. I know it was wrong. I'm not excusing what I did, but at the same time, I wasn't dealing directly with these people. So therefore, I was always selling in high quantity. From there, they would do whatever they wanted to do, cut it, do whatever. But I wasn't dealing directly with these people. So after I was down, there was always somebody next in line. This has never stopped. It's still going. So therefore, it's like I believe maybe 3-5 years is okay, probation and all that stuff, because now I'm out and I have 6 years of probation. So pretty much you're giving me the rest of my sentence under probation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm still having to comply with whatever you want and say and completing the whole 20 years, you know?
I want to talk about female prisons, right? Federal female prisons. What is it like? Is there violence in there? Do the girls get along? Are they hating on each other? Did you ever go to the hole? Those are the questions that people want answered.
I went to the hole in every single prison I was in. What we have going on is there's a lot of studs, a lot of, girls that think that they're boys and stuff like that. There's a lot of male officers that try to come and try to go towards any pretty female. So therefore, it's always, even if they're the ones, and they'll be accused of rape and this and that, but we will still go to the SHU and we will get transferred and all of that, because of any of those actions. So therefore, after 10 years of me doing time behind the fence, I finally got transferred to a camp. When I got transferred to a camp, I was only there for like 2.5 years. Then I got caught with a cell phone and some other shit, contraband, all that. And then from there, I get sent to a county, get sent right back behind the fence. So it's like, it's a very, very crooked system. That's what I could say. They're very crooked. They go by, if you flirt with, us females have that, at least at our corner. If you flirt with them, if this and that, that's actually how I got a whole year of halfway house. I had just gotten out the SHU for having a cell phone. I did 10 months in the SHU and I got out. And one of the counselors, he was like, in Coleman, Florida, this was in Coleman. He's like, I'm making sure that you get a whole year halfway house, this and that. Because he was trying to flirt with me and trying to do this and that. Otherwise, so it's a whole crooked system. By the whole entire time that I was locked up behind the fence, in a camp, wherever, even in the halfway house, it's a whole crooked system.
You ever have cops actually press you? Like, yo, what's up?
I sure did.
And what happened? Keep it 100 now. You're from the ATL. Keep it 100. What happened?
If it's convenient and, we was able to get alcohol, we was able to get cell phones, because otherwise cell phones in there are $1,800. I'm sure you know what I'm saying? Yeah. $1,800. On top of that, you have to get your own, prepaid cards. You have to get your own, all of this. While I was in Coleman, most, we're surrounded by nothing but male prisons, Pen 1, Pen 2, the medium, the low. But from the medium and the low, we was able to have stuff sent over to us. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, it's like I was able to get rid of stuff. Now, most of the officers there, a lot of the officers there, there's a lawsuit that was out there because a lot of the officers would mess with the inmates. They would bring drugs, they would bring liquor, they would, bring whatever we asked them for. So as long as they liked you and, they was trying to, it was like that.
Are they looking for relationships? Like, yo, when you get out, we could be together.
There was about 2 officers that was looking for relationships. And the rest of them, they was just, one of the girls actually got pregnant. The other girl, she started talking. And I believe in past December, he killed himself. Jesus. Because he got caught up. So a lot of females started talking against him and all of that. So he actually, I'm sure it's up in the news or wherever.
So this is
outside of the park of home, he killed himself.
So Priscilla, this is the $1 million question, right? You said you were in there, you were doing your thing, you had a cell phone. Not on no disrespect or nothing like that, but how did you make it happen? Keep it 100.
As long as you got some money or you got connects, you got to realize I was down for a long time. I knew a lot of people. And I would have visits, you know what I'm saying? So even in Coleman, in Aliceville, I used to have drops. I used to have all that stuff, alcohol, cigarettes, all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it was either, I usually had a runner that would go pick that stuff up. I usually, they just wanted to be paid by cigarettes, or I would have money sent to their account, stuff like that. Boss, like in Lovejoy. In Lovejoy, I had a whole sergeant that was with it. And she used to go to my mom's beauty salon, go pick up the stuff. My mom would pay her, and she would bring
I don't want you to say too much on details like that.
Oh.
We'll stay away from that.
Because I don't care. That was back in like 2008. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, but I don't even want you to say it out loud. But anyway, I do want to ask you this though. Like we talked about the cops. I mean, did you have a cop that specifically pressed you? Like, yo, I'm feeling you. I'm gonna look out.
I did. I had about 2. I did.
Did you like either one of them? Keep it real.
To tell you the truth, I know what it is. So it's not like I ever got into it or I was ever attracted to them. To me, it's like, you're good for what I need you. I still got time to do. I'm very realistic, So to me, it's like, all right, I know you want me for one thing and I want you for something more than that. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. So I was never looking like, oh, I'm going to get married to him or I'm looking for a future. No, never like that.
So what you're saying it was kind of like a fair exchange.
Pretty much. Although they might have wanted something more and maybe to see me after I got out. To me, it was nothing like that. No.
So how do the cops, right, in a female's prison, I mean, there's cameras, it's the feds. Do the women slide off with these dudes in certain places and do their thing? I mean, how's that work?
Usually it will be in the back offices, in their offices. Or in my case, it was until I finally got to a camp when I had to go to a medical run. When I went on a medical run, that's when that officer came on to me. And he was like, hey, this, and that. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, are you trying to set me up or something? Because, I'm always on the defense mode anyway,
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, he wasn't supposed to be at the camp. He was from the FCI and all of that. So, but then it was like, all right, he's the one that kept pressing it on. And I was like, all right, well, what's up? But otherwise, I was always very iffy. I don't trust cops at all. I've never trust cops. I still don't trust cops. So,
It's all good. Let me ask you this, right? In a men's prison, I've been in Big Sandy, Pollock, all of them places. Suboxone is like the thing in there for a lot of people. Is it the same way in the female prisons where women are hustling Suboxone, getting money? Is that how it works?
Yes, it is. Suboxone, K2, any of that stuff.
They're smoking K2. The chicks are smoking K2 too?
They're getting high off of that stuff. K2, any type of cigarettes, anything like that is not from the prison, they will buy it. And they will buy it at top dollar.
Crazy life. How about fights? Are the women in there fighting each other?
They are, especially when it's about the girlfriend and stuff like that, or because they owe each other money, things like that. Yes, they will grab, at the cafeteria, grab trays and shit and slap each other over. Not as much as the men, because there's like no gangs. There's nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there is, a lot of that jealousy, envy issue. If they know that you're doing good, that you're doing something like that, or if you got something that's contraband or something you're not supposed to have, they will immediately go and rat on you. Yes, they will.
Right in front of you.
In front of you. Yes, they will. Women are very envious, and if they know that you got something going on, they will immediately go and talk about you.
So let's talk about this part, because people are listening. They want to know, right? The viewers want to know. You talk about these studs and all that. Obviously, you're an attractive young lady. Did you have any of them chicks pressing you like, yo, this is my chick right here?
I did. Yes, I did. But, I always tried. I mean, mind you, I'm not homophobic or anything like that. Most of my, a lot of my best friends, are gay or lesbians or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I still keep in touch with them, and they're real good people. I did so much time that it's like we cool. That's my bro, that's my sis, whatever. I'll call him bro or sis, whatever. But they're good people. But yes, I did have a few. I had a roommate that she was a stud, and that was the first time I ever went to the shoe in Hazleton because of that. So
You say because of that. The people want to know because of what?
Because they automatically think that, okay, you're an attractive female. They do something nice for you, you nice for them. To me, it's like, all right, that's my roommate. You know what I'm saying? Like, you try to, just be cordial. Just, to me, I'm always a very caring. I mean, I'm Latina. You know what I'm saying? We're very caring. We're very like, all right, I'm appreciative. All right, you look out for me, I look out for you. So she took that a little bit different, a little bit in a way that it wasn't supposed to be. So therefore, it was like at the end of the day, we ended up fighting. So I got my first time in the shoe for 45 days.
And you won, right?
Of course. Come on now. I'm Latina. You already know I'm Puerto Rican. You already know how we do.
It's all good. So pretty much you've been in the hole for, you've been in a few fights in prison. They're not stabbing chicks in there, are they?
They are. They have cut each other's faces up. They have thrown boiling water on each other. They have hit each other with, trays, all of that. Yes, they do. They do.
I want to ask.
I'm sure. Not really stabbings and stuff like that. No, but a little bit of hardcore for whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? For females.
I want to ask you some real shit now, right? While you were in prison, you got 3 kids. What bothered you the most about being in prison?
Not being able to see them as often as I would like. I have 2 girls. So therefore, my females, my girls, it was being able to guide them the way I would like to guide them. My son was 2.5 when I left him. He's 16 now. I'm barely getting to know him more now. I'm even getting to know my girls more now. I've only been out for 4 months. No, mind you, 5 going on 6 months. So, I was in the halfway house for 6 months, but still, I can't do much. I wasn't able to spend time with them because of the COVID and all that. So now that I'm completely out, I'm actually able to spend time with them and learn them, get to know them all over again. But it was very hard because I needed to earn that respect, that give them that motherly love that they were not able to have, especially my son. My son didn't really know me. He was only 2.5 when I left him. So therefore, it's like, it was hard. It was hard. It was very hard. I went through a lot of depression. I went through a lot of hard times. I tried to really be there as much as I can. We was only able to do 3 Skypes per week. Phone calls is only 300 minutes a month. All of that. That's actually why I had gotten my cell phone and all that stuff, because I was like, I want to communicate with my kids, especially once there was teenagers and everything. It's like I wanted to be more involved in their lives.
No doubt.
So it was hard. It was hard. It's been hard. Right now my kids, they're 22, 20, and my youngest is 16. And I'm still learning them. I've only been out 5 months. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a whole journey. But, it's been good. As long as I'm out here, hey, it's all good.
And they don't really care, do they, that you're a woman, the feds. They'll give you 20 years. No. They don't care that you're a woman. They don't care that you're a mother, that you got kids, right?
They don't care. Supposedly that's why the judge sentenced me to 20 years. 20 years, that's still a whole lifetime to me. That's still a whole lifetime. You know what I'm saying? Now, mind you, she didn't see the fact that I was a single mom. I had 3 kids. I was doing what I had to do at the time, to make sure that my kids didn't want or need for nothing. I wasn't having any support from the baby daddies. I wasn't having nothing going on. So therefore, I want to make sure my kids are good and they live well. They're good in every single way. And at the same time, I mean, I was very high maintenance too, you know. So to me, it was like, all right, you know. But first
Let,
and foremost, it's my children.
let me say
Because
this,
there's
though. Let me say this, Priscilla, right? Because sometimes we think like, damn, man, I got to take care of my kids. But in the long run, what we do is we make bad choices and then we're not there to take care of our kids at all, right?
exactly, yes.
I mean, I'm not trying to get on you or nothing. I'm just pointing that out for some of
Uh-huh.
there's some young ladies that are watching today, right? They might be in the A right now, caught up in the game. They might be down there in Texas, you know, transporting, doing whatever they're doing, right? Might be a Puerto
Uh-huh.
Rican chick in New York selling that heroin, you know what I mean? And she's got to think like, damn, man, what am I really doing? And a lot of times, you know, these women get in, they get a little bit of money, and maybe they should get out. And then they don't get out and they're in too long, and now it's too late, right?
And because, for example, when I finally moved to Texas to try to lay low, I had not been hustling or dealing drugs or nothing for about 8 months. Mind you, when I had the feds come and knock at my door, it had already been, you know, almost a year, a good 8 to 10 months. But guess what? They had been investigating me for 3 years. So therefore, my past is what caught up to me. I thought I was good. I was like, all right, I'm out. I got money. I got my businesses. You know, we had 3 beauty salons. I was in the music promoting business here in Atlanta. I was doing good. So therefore, I was like, all right, I'm good, but I'm out. I'm out of the drug business, all of that. But guess what? These feds will not let you go for your past. I was like, all right, I'm done with that. No, they won't. They won't let you go. So therefore, imagine I left my son at 2.5. 20 years. 20 years is not worth. I mean, don't get me wrong, I made millions, millions of dollars. They only caught me with $22 million, but that was for 3 years. So just imagine what I actually made, you know what I'm saying, in the rest of the time. But it's like all of that amount of money is not worth my freedom and me losing time with my kids and my family, because it's like I'm having to learn my kids all over again. They don't really know me. So I rather them have grown up with me than with their dad, than with my mom, and all of that. So therefore, all of that amount of money, I mean, all of that shit got seized by the Fed. So it's like I come back out and I have to start from zero. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. And you know, some people might be like, $22 million, you should have been out of the way, right?
Man, let me tell you, I wish I was. They knew more because I didn't have stuff under my name. I did not have stuff under my name. But since you're being investigated for that long, they know, you know, who else you put stuff under, what bank accounts, you know, if you're using other IDs, if anybody else is transferring money for you, and other people start talking. You know what I'm saying? So they'll give them that information. So anything else, any other properties, cars, anything like that. I used to have a Hummer. I had a Bentley coupe. I had all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it was like all of that shit got taken because of what people talked about. Because obviously I didn't say that. I said, I'm a single mom. We got beauty salons. I work for my mama. And I do music promoting on the side. That's it.
Let me ask you this before we get ready to close the show, right? I know you were with Alice Johnson. Were you ever with a girl named Annabella Kuna? She got caught in Las Vegas. Her husband was her co-defendant. She got 35 years. She had 2 little sons when she went to jail, probably about 2.5 years old. I had worked on her and her husband's case. I don't know if you were with her or not.
I might have been. I'm not good on remembering names. I can remember faces, but I was with Alice Johnson. Yes, we were in the same unit in B4 in Aliceville, Alabama.
So for the people,
Annabelle, was she a chubby chick?
no, slim girl like yourself. Let me ask you about Alice before we get ready to go, though. What was she like in prison? And for the people that don't know who she is the first black woman, or I think the first person that Donald Trump actually granted clemency to. She got out of prison. She had a life sentence. She was a grandmother. What was she like in prison? Was she a good person, nice person?
A good person. Yes, she was. She was a good person. We were in the same unit for about a whole year. Then I moved to a different unit. But she was always very into church. She would always do church plays. Christmas plays, stuff like that. She was always trying to do like legal stuff, things like that. She had her little fro, she was a good person. She was very sweet, very humble. She was always busy, always trying to stay busy there in prison and everything. Just like, Judith, I was in 3 different prisons with Judith. Now I believe she's trying to do something for the prison reform and stuff like that. So,
Judith's been at the White House and she's connected to a lot of good people. Let me ask you this. You've been out 5-6 months. What are you doing with your life now?
Well, I'm doing a lot. I am back with my family. I am moving forward. I started working at Delta Community Credit Union as customer service, stuff like that. Right now I'm doing a lot of social media. My boyfriend has his clothing label, so I'm helping him with his advertising, stuff like that. So I'm kind of tied with that as well. So, I'm doing a lot of things to come up, and I'm doing way better. I'm trying to do the right thing because, I'm still on probation, like I said, for 6 years. So it's like my PO is always on my ass. Like she's a white lady and she's always, like, oh,
Don't talk. I don't want you to talk about probation. I just don't want you to get yourself in any trouble or say anything to make anybody pissed off. You know what I mean? I want you to stay free.
Oh, well, I'm happy. I don't really care. They'll get over it. It is what it is. But anyway, shit. I did 14 years. Why do you think I was in the halfway house for 6 months? And then people there at the halfway house, they had some authority issues. And to them, it's like, oh, no, you got to do. No. I already did my time. It is what it is. You want to send me back for another 6 months? Send me back. They send me back. But then I guess thanks to you on the, what is it? The first step back also as well. That's what I was able to get out on. I only did, instead of 6 months, I did 2 months, and I got out on immediate release. So therefore, it's like, I was able to get out right away because I had done, I've done a lot of programs throughout my bid and all that stuff. And it's like, I got out. So it's like, at the end of the day, I did my time. I did what I had to do. I'm not going to kiss nobody's ass. It is what it is. I did 14 years. You think another 6 months, it's something. No, it's nothing to me,
We're going to check this out, right? I don't want to be in jail one more day, but we're going to get ready to close the show. And I want you to give a message. Do you got a message for some young lady that, she might be heading down the wrong road? What would you tell her?
It's not worth it. It is not worth it, especially because that money and that life, yes, it is a very fun, good life at the time. But at the end of the day, it is not worth it. Like I got sentenced to 20 years. So the amount of money or the amount of fun, I had it for about 5-6 years. It's not, I did 14 years. I was supposed to do 20. So it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. It's, it's money to even keep fighting. It's time if you have family. It's the emotional stress. It's everything. So it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all.
Well, that's definitely the message, right? It's not worth it. 20 years of your life, 14 years of your life, 10 years of your life, 5 years of your life. You don't want to lose that.
You don't, because your family and just your life, is worth so much more than that time that you're put away. And I was locked up in the SHU for 10 months. I was quarantining for almost 3 months because of this COVID stuff and all that. So being locked up 23 hours a day is not worth it. It's like you're completely stripped out, strip searches, all of that type of stuff. It's like you are pretty much humiliated, and that's not worth it. It is not worth it at all. No.
Well, I'm going to close the show. I definitely appreciate you coming on, sharing your experiences, your story. And I hope some young lady hears it and they're like, you know what? I want to change my life. I don't want to be in that position. So I'm going to close the show. Anything you want to say before we go?
I'm here. Anybody want to hit me up for any type of advice or whatever, I'm here. I'm humble. I'm real. It is what it is. Just don't go back. or don't go into doing this if that's what you are even thinking of or anything like that. It's not worth it. You know, prison time is not worth it. So, you know, I'm here. I love you guys. If anything, I'm here. You know, you guys can ask me my experiences, what I'm still going through with probation, with drug tests, all of that type of stuff, you know. But I'm here. You know, I'm 100% real all the way.
And I'm gonna tell people to check you out on that TikTok. I'll put it on the description in the beginning of the video and all that.
Out on TikTok as well. You know, Princess Priscilla 0916. So you guys can check me out.
That's what's up.
All day.
I definitely appreciate you. I'm gonna tell people, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share the video. Blood on the Razor Wire TV with respect. Until tomorrow, we're out.